Hello, I'm Anthony, and this is my video about my experience with Toastmasters. So to begin, I'll talk about the Toastmasters I went to, which was the Knoxville Club, and I went in person. They have clubs on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 6:30 to 7:30, I'm pretty sure. And they're located at a United Methodist Church. The exact address is 7234 Middlebrook Pike. And the president of the club was Laura Beldabs, and her Gmail is laura.beldabs@gmail.com. Okay, so my experience with Toastmasters, me and a couple of my friends, which was Jacob and Wesley, we went after class. And we had some time to kill, so we went to eat before the meeting at 6:30. And then when we got there, we met one of Miss McCarroll's students, which his name was David. I'll talk a little bit more about him. But when we got there, the room was medium size. There was a U table in a U formation, and there was papers on each seat, so you can see what the schedule was like. The sheets of paper said the schedule, and they have certain times that each thing should be done by, so they can follow schedule, and it was very organized. So we got there early, and some people, I think from what I remember, they said that certain people couldn't come for some reasons, so they had to bring in new people to talk about the speech. I'll go into that later. So she was talking about that, and then my friend Wesley, he got hired to do the timer for the speeches to keep everyone in line, so they know when they're talking over, or if they haven't reached their certain time, it will be green, and then yellow, and then red if they're going over. And then the schedule, I'll go through what happened. First, it was the club president, I'm pretty sure, that went first and talked about the club. And then the Toastmasters guy, who also talked about the club, what it is. And then I'm pretty sure the next thing was the word of the day, which was uplifting in our club. And then we moved on to prepared speeches, which the first guy to go was Michael, and he talked about interviews, specifically questions to ask if you're getting interviewed, or I'm pretty sure it was questions that the interview guy should ask to the interviewee. So he talked about that, what are good questions to ask, what are bad questions to ask. And then the next speaker was Laura Beldabs, which she talked about her inability to keep a beat, which I thought was interesting. But she also used a lot of body language. You could tell that she was engaged in the topic. She did a little dance to show that her inability to keep a beat. And the next guy was David. He's Miss McCurl's student, and he just talked about himself and public speaking. You could really tell he was getting himself out there. I'm pretty sure he thought he had to do a speech there, but he wasn't really sure, but he really did try, you could tell. And it was overall a really good speech about himself as a person. And then after that, we moved on to table topics, which are just topics that are cards and they select, or you can volunteer to talk. So the first person who volunteered to talk was Doug. His topic was about what you wanted to be remembered as. The next table topic was Mike M, which are things that make you happy. The next table topic was Shamila, which was a very difficult age for her. From what I remember, she didn't say a specific age, but she did say that she did love all her ages, which I think was pretty cool. And then the last person, I didn't get their name, but it was a record to achieve. Now, I don't remember much from the speech, but they were also like a person who was really trying to get into the public speaking and really get involved and being able to talk to more people and out loud. And then lastly, the club meeting had evaluators for speakers with the prepared speech, which the first guy was Mike M, who had to review the Michael. I think it was really good that he provided feedback with all the evaluators. Mike L also was an evaluator, and Doug was also an evaluator. And I think it was really cool and interesting to provide feedback on even people who have talked about speeches and public speaking for a while. And overall, it was a nice experience. I would return maybe like once. I feel like it wouldn't be, not to be like rude or anything, but it's not something I think I would do personally, but it is a cool thing to be a part of for a few times.